So 9.6, we're going to actually now start solving right triangles. So we're actually going to find angle measurements and side lengths. To do this, we're going to have to use inverse trig functions. And on your calculator, they are embedded in, you'll do, you're going to use the second function, the blue button on your calculator, and then you'll see above like tangent, there'll be that tangent to the negative first. That means inverse tangent. I'm going to show you how to do that. Just get used to knowing that you'll have to use that inverse function once in a while. So here, to find BC, I don't have any angle measures, but I know it's a right triangle. So first thing I'm going to do is probably find the missing side. I'll do that using, so a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And looking actually for probably b. So this is going to be 5 squared plus b squared equals 13 squared. Or 25 plus b squared equals 169. Subtract 25 for both sides. B squared equals 144. Take square root of both sides. B is 12. So BC in this case is 12. All right. How do I find a missing angle? That's going to be kind of the lesson today. So I will go to that and show you kind of, there's your trig tables. We're not going to use those. So this is what inverse trig functions. So if I have the side ratios, I can use the side ratio and the inverse trig function to get the angle. So let's say sine of A. So in this case, what is the sine of A? Well, it's opposite over adjacent, or excuse me, opposite over hypotenuse. Or 12 is opposite of A, the hypotenuse is 13. So sine of A is 12 over 13. All right. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to hold on. Notice I'm going to go second, and I'm going to go to this inverse sign. So it looks like sine to the negative first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my ratio in there, in the parentheses. So I'll go back. My ratio on this case was 12 over 13. So I got sine to the negative first. I'm going to put 12 divided by 13. Close the parentheses, and I'm going to hit enter. And it gives me my angle. I'm going to go to the nearest tenth. We'll call it 67.4 degrees. So A, measure of A is 67.4 degrees. Okay. I could do the same thing to find like the cosine of A. Or I could use cosine, I could use tangent. If I have the side ratios, then I'm fine. Okay. So let's just try this. Let's solve the entire triangle. So first I'm going to find the missing side, which is C, which is the hypotenuse. So I'll start with 2 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. 4 plus 9 equals c squared, or 13 equals c squared, square root of both sides. C is the square root of 13. We're going to just leave it like that. That's an exact answer. Okay, so now I'm going to find the acute angles. So I'll start with, doesn't really matter, I'll start with A. So I can use any measures I want. I'm going to use 2 and 3 because I don't want to use the square root of 13. I'm going to have to use it possibly, but I got 2 and 3, so I'm going to use that. So I'm going to say this would be adjacent. This is opposite. So I'm going to say tangent of A is equal to 3 over 2. Okay, so what I can do is then I can say inverse tangent of A, or inverse tangent of 3 over 2, give me the measure of angle A. Do that. Got me good there. Okay, so in my calculator, I'm going to go second tangent 3 divided by 2. Enter. And my angle A is 56.3. And I can use that to find B because B and A are complement. So this is 90 minus 56.3, or 33.7. There's another one. So find the missing side first, which is again your hypotenuse. 20 squared plus 21 squared equals c squared, or 400 plus 21 times 21, 441. 841 equals c squared, square root of both sides. We'll just leave it as that. All right. So then I need to find one of my acute angles. I'm going to use tangent again. Let's do the tangent of D is equal to 21 over 20. Or inverse tangent of 21 over 20 is equal to the measure of angle D. So in your calculator, second tangent 21 divided by 20 gives me an angle measure of 46.4. So D is 46.4. Therefore, this is 43.6. There you go. That is solving a right triangle. Let's do one here where they give me an angle. This one would be this one has the hypotenuse. So let's use this. So I'm going to have to do one or the other. So first I want my missing side. This 91 squared plus b squared equals 109 squared. All right. 91 times 91, 8281. Plus b squared equals 109. 109. 11, 881. Subtract 8281 from both sides. $3,600. Oh, nice. Square root of both sides. would be 60. So there's our missing side. And I prefer to go to the tangent, use the tangent all the time, just because stick with it since I got all three sides. So I'm just going to find H. So I'm going to go tangent of H is equal to 60 over 91. To get the measure of H, I'm going to go inverse tangent of 60 over 90. So back to my calculator. That was second tangent gives me that inverse tangent. Well, 60 divided by 91. My angle measure is 33.4. So H is 33.4. And knowing G is complement to that, I just take 90 minus 33.4. And it's 66.6. 56. Here's one where I have a reference angle, which makes it kind of nice, but now I've got to find the other two missing sides. So I've got to do a little work with that, like from 9495. So let's find H. So I'm going to go, H is opposite of 25 degrees. And I have the hypotenuse. So that's going to be sine. So I'm going to go sine of 25 is equal to H over 13. Okay, so that would give me 13 times the sine of 25 equals H. So put that in my calculator. 13 times the sine of 25 degrees. 5.5. Use that. I still need G. So here I'll use cosine. And it's G over 13. Or 13 times the cosine of 25. Give me G. Back to my calculator. 13 times the cosine of 25. 11.8. And then 90 minus 25 is 65. All right. Just a little word problem and we'll be done here. Your school is building a rake stage. I'm going to skip this one for today. Got a phone call. I'll see you guys on Monday.